Hey viewers, welcome back to my channel. My name's GaTTi. Today we're going to have a look at villager spawners. I mentioned my villager farm in a previous video, but didn't really go into too much details on how it all worked. So in today's video, we are going to recreate a whole new one. It's a bit of a tutorial so you can follow along. So the spawner we're going to do, or the farm we're going to do today, is a moat style farm. So the villagers will fall down. You can still see my one in the background here. They fall down and they die down the bottom there, and the drops get picked up in water. So most of the drops will get picked up by tier 3 hoppers, but some will overflow if you have a lot of spawners up top. So the water allows it to go around and around in circles and eventually get picked up, so you're reducing your loss. So that's the type of spawner farm we're going to do today. You may not need to do this initially, but once you get 10,000 spawners, the good days when we've got 10,000 spawners, you'll definitely need this to stop the items falling out. And I've got a little bit of redstone down the bottom that we'll have a look at that stops the items getting stuck when they drop. So let's have a look at what we need. So I've built the platform at the top where they spawn and fall through the bottom. We'll go up and have a look at that in a second. And down here, I've just put a little template down here to help me build it. But these are the items that we'll probably be needing. We're going to need some building blocks, but some redstone, we've got some torches, a sticky piston, some dust, some string, and a tripwire hook, and a bit of a lamp to make it look pretty so we can see when they're falling down a little bit. Some hoppers to pick up the stuff. I'm going to use hoppers, but you'll probably use tier 3 hoppers, but you could use hoppers into chests, but yeah, you really want to get those tier 3 hoppers happening. What do we got here? Some packed ice, so the items will slide across. I've got some ice. You can have ice or water bucket to start your water flow. And why have I got a lava bucket there? We don't need lava. No, we don't need lava. And we've got some signs just to control some water. So let's go up to the top. The first thing you need to make sure of is that you build it entirely in a chunk. Now, what I do when I built this one, this white area here is the perimeter of the chunk. So it is completely within the chunk. So I was just reusing one of the things I used in a previous video here. And to have a look at the chunk, you press F3 and G. So when I do that though, it doesn't work because I'm running on 1.9, which is sort of what the server version is running on. Let's just switch quickly over to 1.13 and I'll show you what the chunk looks like. Okay, we're here in 1.13, and one of the reasons I don't use 1.13 is because it doesn't do the chests properly. Like, it draws the double chests as individuals, and I've got that silly jumpy thing on. Let's just switch on fly. And the other reason I don't use the latest one is when you're moving items across, like if I pick up this one, shift double click on this one, it doesn't work. It moves one and that's painful. I want to move the whole lot. So yeah, I use 1.9, but the only good thing we can see in 1.13 is we can switch on the chunks. So F3G, if you do it right, we'll switch on the chunks. Now you can see I have completely missed, but build yours right in between these boundaries here. And you can see on this one over here that white border is the edge of the chunk. So it's important because when you stick one of the tier 3 hoppers, it picks up everything in the chunk. So you want this whole thing to be within the chunk. Okay, we'll switch that off and I'm going to go back to 1.9. And I'm going to take some water with me, and I've set my home for up there so we don't have to mess around. So up the top here, this is the spawning platform. So it is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 across and 9 that way, and then one more out, you've got your border. So let me put the water in the corners, and when you do that, it actually, if I can get up here, And we've got one customer already. It actually just has that middle spot there, which is like perfect for us. This is exactly what we want. So all your little spawned villagers will go there, and they will fall down here and land right here. So that's the first part done. That's easy. Now the next part. So what I'm going to do next is build up the area where we're going to have the water flowing down. So I will do that and pop right back. So this is the area that the drops will fall into and flow down. The overflow ones will definitely flow down, the ones that aren't picked up by your tier 3 hoppers. So what we do, we just put some water along here, and same on this side. So it falls all the way through, except for this one, but that's fine. We are going to put signs on here just to stop the water going all that way, because we're going to have our little moat system. I'm going to put one there, it's not needed, but just so it all looks the same. So that is our water flow, and it will come down here. So now I'm going to dig out our moat, which I've got the cobble here for. Let me do that and I'll pop right back. Alright, so I've dug out the little trench where the water is going to run around, and I've put ice at each point where I'm going to have a sign and another water source. So you'll probably just have to play with this a little bit to make sure it works, but one of the important things is that the water goes around this corner and then starts anew, so the whole width of this is one water stream, and then we've got a break here. So let's quickly just go and put in the sign. So above the packed ice, we're going to put the signs. I'm going to put them on the inside, and then a water source here, and that will flow all the way along, and it will get up past here, but that's okay. We want to stop it there. Let me jump over here, and another water source here, and that will flow around the corner. We are going to stop it here, put another one here. So this one we're actually stopping early so we can sort of fit around it, so it stops right around here. Anyway, just play around with it. It's, you know, a little bit trial and error. So let's put that one there, another water source, and that is it. So if I throw something in here, it should come out and will just continue go around and around. Hopefully, a little bit of server lag might, you know, have it spring back, but they should slide across the ice and just keep on going around. So the idea here is that you will have tier 3 hoppers occupying a lot of this space. I've just remembered something that I didn't tell you. I'll put a break. I'll put it up at the start. I'll re-record the bits at the start. But so this will all be in a single chunk. So the tier 3 hoppers will suck up everything in the chunk, and this will just overflow. So you will have, I think, oh no, it's still going. You will have hoppers going along the bottom. So your tier 3 hoppers, put them along the bottom here. So as items that overflow go over the top of them, they'll suck them in as well. So you're reducing your loss. So for this one, I'm just going to put a couple of normal hoppers in, which I don't have on me. They'll be in the chest here. I'm just going to put 2. I'll put one over here. Maybe. There we go. And another one over here. But basically, the whole bottom that isn't ice, you will have as tier 3 hoppers ideally. So when I throw stuff in, yeah, so those little bits of drops there were picked up, and they'll just be sitting in the hopper here because they're not actually going out anywhere. You could have them going out to void chests if you run out of T3 hoppers, so just have some void chests there and that will sell. Okay, so the next bit is, what are we going to do next? I will bring down the shaft from the top down here, and I'm going to do that using fast pace. So if you don't know, you can buy fast pace, I think. So you do fast pace 3, and what that will do is I'll just put an example here. I'm not sure if this is where it's going to go, but if I click there, it actually builds 16 blocks because the fast-paced 3, you can see where I built it before. Fast-paced 3 enables you to do 16 at a time. So much easier for building. So I will build that, and then we'll come back and we'll start to look at the redstone that's going to go down here. I've built the tube all the way up to the top, and you switch off fast pace if you switched it on. Remember to switch it off just by doing /FP. That switches it off, so when you accidentally hit a block, it doesn't build 16 somewhere. And the reason we have that tube is because we definitely want the villagers to fall down and land right here. We don't want them to fall outside of this area because they may survive in the water. So the tube all the way down. Next thing we're going to do is right on this block here facing that way, we're going to put a sticky piston, and I was going to put some lappers. I think I've got it in here as the block that pushes it out, so we'll just bung that in there, and a block here. So we're going to have a tripwire up here, and we want the signal to come down so it pushes that out. So I'm going to build a little redstone ladder, downwards ladder. I'll just do that now. Okay, I've built the little ladder and I've taken out some blocks. So I've put a block there that's going to have our tripwire hook on it. I've taken out these blocks just below because the tripwire hook needs an empty block below it, I believe. Let's just have a quick look at the little ladder here. So out of the piston, we've got a block with redstone dust on it. One block up and to the right, we've got a block with a torch, redstone dust. One block up, and then to the left, torch, redstone dust, and then repeat. Up to the right, torch, redstone dust, up, left, torch, redstone dust. What I'm going to do is put a lamp there so it looks pretty. We actually need to put the redstone dust on there as well, and a tripwire hook there, tripwire hook there, put some string on it, and now if I squeeze through here, when I trigger that, our piston goes. So that's what we're wanting to happen. So that is it for the redstone. It's pretty much that is it for the farm. So when the villagers come down, let me explain why we're doing this. Okay, there's a bit of lag going on there. Let me just explain why we do this little bit here. So the villagers will fall down and smash out on this, and their drops will drop out, and they can drop anywhere around here. So the tier 3 hoppers will pick up most, up to their capacity, and anything else will fall out. Now, the problem or a feature with MineSaga server is anything that falls in a chunk will group together. So if it happens occasionally, the villager falls here, dies, and his drops end up on this block, then all the rest of the villagers that come down and die, their drops will end up on that block as well, and none of it is getting collected. So that's not something we want. And what fixes that is every 5 minutes they delete everything on the surface, and then you start again. So what we're doing here is when the villager comes down, he hits this tripwire. It doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes server lag stops it from happening, but that's fine. Every second time we'll still do it. And comes down, dies, and at the same time, this piston pushes anything that was sitting on top of that out into the water. So it basically keeps this area clear. So that helps us keep everything nice and tidy, and then all the drops go in here and they're rotating around and getting sucked up and sold and giving us money. So that is the farm. Hopefully I've explained that well enough that you can reproduce it. So it's not that hard. You know, there's a little bit of redstone here, but hopefully I've explained that and you can reproduce that as well. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this is the best farm. Also let me know, because I don't know how to do this. I've seen people have them so they just drop into the water and die. Like 100% die. If we could get that to work, we don't need all this. But I don't know. I've tried and tried. I can't get that to reliably work. Sometimes they die, sometimes they don't. I've tried, you know, shallow water, deep water. I don't know what the secret is. If you know what the secret is, shoot me a message below. I'd love to know. But that is where we're finishing off for today. If you like this video and it helped you out, please hit that like button. It helps me a lot. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel and you will get notifications, fingers crossed. I think you got to hit that bell as well when I release a new video. And until the new video comes out, I will see you later. Bye.